Phil here. I haven't posted in a while, and that's mostly because the meta's been pretty bad for me, but I did get 2K this season, so I thought I'd make a quick little video on the deck I'm playing. In this first game, I'm at 1799, so like one away from 1800, and I'm just playing this drill Rascals deck I made. It's probably the best version of Rascals bait I can think of. I mean, maybe it'd be better if I had Evo Bomber, but I don't have that card. And I am playing against Giant Double Prince, but in this match I'm playing against it. But I think he has no Evos here, if I remember right. This guy's like using no Evos, which is pretty interesting. But he still played really well. Here I use my wall breakers to kite back his Phoenix, because if I didn't, I was going to take like 2,000 damage. Well, maybe not that much, but a decent amount. And I do get the connection because he doesn't defend it. So, right here, I think I'm going to go with the Princess of Bridge again, because it's just kind of annoying for him. I do switch lanes, though, because I don't want to go same lane as Giant Double Prince, since I'm using Drill. I do go for the Drill here, along with the guards. And I go for the inside because I figured maybe he'll misplace his card on it, but no, he gets it. He really doesn't like give me a lot of opportunities to capitalize on his mistakes. But I do get a really nice counter with the Rascals coming in clutch. I go for the wall breakers same lane. And maybe I should have split them, but honestly I feel like it would have zapped nonetheless, and I would only just get more damage on the lane I don't want to get damage in. Here I go for the LP, the back, just to kind of go for his push. At this point, I don't know he has Fireball yet, I'm pretty sure. Maybe he already played it once, but really I was just trying to prepare for defense. I decided to go for the Drill because I know I can't defend an entire push if I let him stack up too much. I go for the Barbarians to damage down his Giant, and then I just split Rascals. And mostly, everything just dies here because, well, you know, the Little Prince is broken. My Rascal staying alive and killing that Phoenix is pretty big. And then I do get like a double wall breaker connection here and some Drill chip. Drill is so broken right now. In fact, I think almost all my gains were carried by Drill. Like, it's just like, compared to Goblin Barrel, it's so good. I do drop my Little Prince in the back on the opposite lane this time because I don't want him to fireball my tower and get like extra damage. And then I drop my Princess behind it because it's the same reason. I don't want him to fireball it. I thought he was going to arrows it, but I do force the arrows out on defense. Here I just go for the barbs on his Giant. I forced so much elixir out on the other side, he couldn't do anything about, like, he couldn't support his Giant properly. This Princess I played was kind of bad. I meant to play it one more tile over, and it just kind of slipped and started going in the opposite lane. Yeah, because it'd still be alive. He'd probably just arrows it, but, I mean, at least I would force out some elixir from him. Instead, his Prince just gets the charge on it. Once again, I just go for the Drill and the wall breakers. He arrows again. I arrows to take out his E-Wiz and just to get a little chip because, you know, every little bit matters. I pop the ability here to keep my Little Prince alive, and I just Princess the back. At this point, I'm getting nervous because it's kind of like, it's just a matter of time before he breaks through with Giant because it's just really OP right now. I mean, it has like a decent amount of HP, and he has Fireball and arrows for like my guards and stuff. The thing is, if he arrows my guards and fireballs my barbarians, he doesn't have anything for, you know, my princesses, and you can see I stacked them up pretty well over here. He does go for this prediction fireball, which is really nice, and then the arrows, and I drop guards a little bit late. I go for the Drill, and then I think I just arrows to finish off the game, but it was pretty close, and it was really hard to play because Giant is just kind of broken. But he didn't even have any evolution. In this next game, I think I'm around 1800 now, like a little bit over 1830, 1820 something. I started off the game with just a drill wall breakers. A pretty aggressive first play, but it allows me to cycle my evolution and usually get some damage. Wait, why? I don't even remember this game. Why did he just defensive expo like that? I think here I split my barbarians, and I know he's playing pump bow because he just cycled two spirits, and that's like, you know, what pump bow usually has: two spirits, a tank, a range unit, skeletons, no building. Um, and then I split my rascals here just to like apply a lot of pressure because he just pumped, and I just want to get as much chip as I can. He does allow me to get like another 1,000 damage or so, and his little prince ends up dying, I think. No, it just barely lived. I wanted the princess on this, but I didn't want him to poison it. Then he abilitied, so then I felt like I needed the princess. I am okay with taking some damage in the opposite lane, though, because, like, I don't want to go same lane, because then my princesses will never be able to get on tower. I almost always want to go opposite lane in most matchups. Kind of the same with log bait. At this point, he has two pumps, and I'm pretty nervous about losing because, well, once you get like an elixir advantage like that big, it can be pretty devastating with Expo, especially because his little prince can like swamp my troops, and the poison is just kind of dangerous for me to deal with. I do go for my wall breakers here, and then I arrows. I do manage to hit both the spirits, which is crazy, and I force out an Expo. I think honestly the Expo play from him was really bad. I feel like he should have just popped his ability. I did not mean to play these wall breakers right here, but they end up working out for me decently, and I do get a small chip. Wall breakers are just honestly so broken. They are getting nerfed, like the damage they do is getting nerfed, but their speed is getting buffed. So I'm kind of excited for that because it means he'll be better against Duchess, but they'll get less damage. I do go for the ability right on top of the Expo. And he allows me to get away with that. I was kind of upset here that my princess didn't get a second shot because it let the little prince live, but he didn't pop the ability, which was a massive like mistake on his part. I went for the, oh, I remember this. I went for the drill and my finger grazed the screen as I was moving it, and I placed it right there, and I thought, oh no, I'm selling this match. I'm going to lose now. There's no way I win. And it's honestly a miracle I win this. And my little prince gets locked on by both expos, instantly dies. I go for these wall breakers to try to like connect and kill the expo. One of them does connect, but very suddenly it's like looking really bad for me. Lucky for me that Evo Skelly didn't multiply, and I do just kind of like keep his expo from locking on. I go for those arrows just to damage it down, and he gets a small lock, and at this point I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, I'm losing. Like, he's getting the momentum I was worried about. So I just go Evo Barbs the bridge, because you can't really defend that very well, as you see. And then I just go for the drill plus the wall breakers to make sure I finish it off. And he did not defend well at all, and I win the game here. This next game was against Loon Cycle, and once again, I think the drill carries here. Like, the drill is just so broken. Like I said, it's a good thing it's getting nerfed, because I hate playing against drill poison. And even though I'm using it, I'd much rather use Goblin Barrel, but I might still not use it next season. It really just depends. But drill like really carried me through all my matches, and having it gives me the ability to do this right here. I go for a drill defensively and then Rascals to kill the Loon, and I end up only taking death bomb damage. Here I go for the wall breakers behind my Rascals, and I did it wrong. I'm not sure what or how, but I managed to mess that up, and that's something I haven't messed up in a while, so I felt really bad about that. I literally was on call with my friend, and I said, oh, I'm gonna lose the game because of that, because I missed out on, like, a chance to get some really good chip damage. Here, I was pretty sure he was gonna go for bats, so I, like, arrows real quick, or, well, I had him selected, and then I just kind of waited. I went for the skeleton, or the guards, to predict, like, his, something or other, and he didn't play it, and then he just got a nice bar barrel, so made a risky play, but I realized he was down a decent amount of elixir, and I have my Evo wall breakers, so I go for the drill wall breakers, and then I'm just spamming my ability, because if this goes off, I literally win, and I do get it off. Of course, now I do have to defend, so I am trying to be, like, cautioning about that. He goes for the miner. I go for the rascals. Mostly because I was afraid if I arrows, he'd just loon or something, and I wouldn't have enough elixir to get down my rascals, but judging by the elixir bars in the replay, that definitely wouldn't have been an issue. So at this point, I'm just defending. I think I print this opposite lane. Well, no, I split barbs first to get to my Evo. I go guards on the Evo Knight to just tank for it, and then I drop my little prince over here. He started walking away, and I was like, I'm selling, but he ends up coming back, so we're all good. And then he walks away again. Now, of course, half of defending is applying pressure, so I just kind of go in here to keep him from going in with another loon push. Decent ability from me, kind of, you know, keeping his bar barrel from killing my little prince, and then I drill. He does ignore the drill and attempt to go in with like a minor night push, but it's just too little too late. I do overcommit in arrows just because I'm afraid of like losing my entire tower to bats. Get a win. In this next game, I'm playing against Graveyard Poison, or I think, Graveyard Poison with like a bowler and Evo Archers, and just, it's kind of like an anti-meta deck. Like, this would be a really good deck if you're playing against Golem or something. Bowler is really popular because it counters things like the Little Prince, and it just can do like really good damage against beatdown pushes when you NATO everything together. So I go for my Rascals here to kill it. Bowler's also really good against Rascals if you're not playing smart, because it'll just kill the girls in one shot, and that's really annoying. Go for my guards here to protect my princess, and he just Teslas. I get a nice drill down. I think I only get like one hit from this drill though. Yeah, even damage both sides. So there is balance changes coming out next season. I think it'll be on Tuesday, not Monday. So like the first day we'll have the same meta, but then like on Tuesday we get balance changes, and on Monday we get Evo, Wizard, and the Void spell. And honestly, I'm pretty stoked because my least favorite evolutions to face, like with the Rascals, is Evo Bomber and Evo Firecracker, because they just shred through them. Like, the splash damage will kill them, and there's like nothing I can do to like kill them. If I mean, I can arrows the Evo Bomber, but Evo Firecracker, I can't kill it. I can arrows it, and then I have to like play really smart, and if they just protect it well enough, I think I just instantly lose most of the time, which is like a major flaw of Rascals bait, but it's always been like that since the evolution came out like a year ago, or a little over a year ago. So seeing that they're nerfing the evolution for Firecracker, and they're making it where it dies the arrows now, I'm pretty excited for my deck, because I'll be able to kill Firecrackers now, and I won't just get steamrolled the second they play it. And Evo Bomber, they will have it 1 out of every 3 cycles now, instead of 1 out of 3 cycles. 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 1 out of every 2 cycles, which is like going from 50% of the time to 33% of the time, which is I think that's a 17% decrease in amount of like use like time they have it in their hand. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Also, on top of the Evo Rascals, or not Evo, the Evos like getting nerfed, my evolutions, Barbarians and Wall Breakers got like reworked instead of nerfed. So the Wall Breakers, like the little runners, will run faster, so they're gonna be more likely to connect against Dagger Duchess for the Wall Breakers. And the Barbarians, they have less HP, but they still survive Fireball. And they stay raged longer. So even though they have less HP, they should, in most situations, still get more value. Which means that even though they're like a decent card now, they shouldn't be too much worse afterwards. And Drill is getting nerfed and Cannoneer is getting nerfed, but most every other card in the game is getting nerfed too. So I think Drill will still be pretty good as a way to get chip damage, and Cannoneer should still be really good tower troop for this deck because it does, high damage, which this deck doesn't really have the best damage options. I mean, you have the Barbarians, but they can get Fireball, and the Little Prince has to charge up. The guards are pretty good DPS though. That's why I use them. That and because they don't die to arrows. I think next season I'll be able to get a pretty decent rank thanks to the meta shift. Although I'm not sure how the Void spell will affect it. This guy does go for a loon here, so I go Rascals up high and then Little Prince down low. I was afraid of him freezing, but he wasn't going to be able to freeze everything, so I was kind of okay with it. Here I go for the ability, the tank for the baby dragon, and then he just happened to play the Evo archers, which I was kind of upset about. I do go for the Evo barbs just to kill his lumberjack, and I knew that was going to bait out the bowler, so I immediately went drill wall breakers, and he does get a freeze down. And then the archers, and here I was just like, please connect, and I do get a double connection. Wall breakers, like I said, are just kind of broken. It's actually kind of unfair how good they are. I go for my Little Prince here because I wanted to save my Rascals for his loon. And that's exactly what happens. His archer does get on my tower though, which is kind of scary. I go for an arrows here just because I'm afraid of him freezing, so I'm like, get the damage on the loon as fast as possible. This princess on the tower was so clutch though. In this drill, I placed it backwards like that to make the bowler target the other way to get my wall breakers to connect. Here at this point, I'm kind of nervous because I'm like, oh no, I'm going to lose. Because I was thinking he's going to lumberjack loon me. But then I just go arrows drill real quick because I realized, wait, that takes tower. And I win. And that puts me at 2K this season. First time I've made it here, I've managed to choke 2K like 3 times. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And I'm definitely going to keep playing this deck next season. If you're still watching, thanks for, tuning in. And I'll see you guys in a couple days probably playing this same deck. I might put Void Spell in for a bit just to try it out, but I think this is the best Rascals deck as of right now. Alright, bye.